Hi everyone, my name is Jason.
I'm Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Eli.
And we are the Yahuwah and the Torah channel, and we thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you all. Today is a preparation day. Yay! And for anybody that loves a Shabbat, tomorrow's Shabbat. Yay! The sunset tonight is when Shabbat begins, according to what scriptures say. Genesis 1 says evening and morning is the first day. It doesn't say that one time, it says that like 7 times. And so 6 times that we have in the book of Genesis, it tells us our the way it is. And I know a lot of you guys out there don't keep Shabbat until sunrise tomorrow, which I understand. I understand everybody has their own views and understanding of how things are. And that's why we have about 80 different calendars the Torah people keep, along with all our other stuff that we just can't seem to figure out. But one day we will have a Messiah. One day we will have guidance. One day we will get this all figured out. And for those who are attempting to be obedient to our Creator, which is at this age and time that we're at, that's all I think we could hope for, is that we attempt to, because so much has been hidden from us. We are living in a very occultish world where everything has been hidden, and the unknown is very, very real. And it's not just unknown, but the powers that be and the people that be have tricked us for years and years and years, and have hidden things from us. We don't even know really what day of the week it is when it comes down to the actual real date. We don't know the actual real time in life. All we have is what we have been told, and those who procure the wars and those who do things of that nature make history, and they're the ones that have put all this fake history that we have out there. And some people, even in the United States, the history's so wild, most people didn't even know that the United States had a black president prior to George Washington. That was going to be something that is part of that all hidden. So here we are in the hidden world, and nobody, the one thing that we do have, that we have been provided, is we have the word of our Creator. The word of our Creator is something that is amazing, from the very first line to the very end line, from the front of Genesis to the end of Revelations. It's very clear, the scriptures say, that if you want to be a child of the Most High, if you want to have a way to the kingdom, if you want a group of people other than what you see around you, then that road is the SHEMU'EKRE road. That road is the second Exodus. That road is Yah's people. Because inside of Yah's people, you will find those who call themselves Torah keepers. Now, Torah keepers are those who believe that the laws, statutes, and commandments of Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy are not gone. And the Torah keepers keep them as a guidepost for life. Now, you get into a lot of stuff where people are like, well, I'm a Christian. You can believe me because I'm a Christian. Well, that's the one reason that you probably wouldn't believe people, is because Christians don't have any laws. They don't have any standards. They don't have any ways forward. You will even have the Christians debate whether or not the 10 Commandments is for them or for not for them. Some are like, oh, no, we don't have to do anything that's in the Old Testament. But yet they're like, well, but the 10 Commandments, that's for us. But yet we have a commandment that says to observe the Sabbath day and keep it holy. But yet nobody does that. So we're in a dire, dire world. So if you guys are the people that love Yah, that love his commandments, that love his ways, that love his creation, guys, this is where we're at. So thank you guys very, very much for being a part of this family. Yah Scriptures is the greatest translation, English translation ever known to man. I'm keeping to that, and I'm going with it. 103 books, 14.5 font. They are finishing our die today, the thing that'll actually stamp in the actual stuff inside of this fake leather stuff. So they're finishing up the stamps. We have to, the words were blurry for them, and so we have to redo the words today. So their big metal stamp that they stamp these will work real well. But they are on their way. Very, very excited, guys. $70, first come, first serve on this. Every scriptures that we are able to get in, we are attempting to get a scriptures into our brothers and sisters in chains. And this will be what this ministry is completely about. 100% of all revenues go in there. So if you guys want to help the prisoners, please grab a Yah Scriptures Bible now. It will be in the middle of June is the final delivery date. That is when they will be here. To your guys' hands in the U.S. and other countries where that. Now here we have the on Yah Scriptures. We have the single column revision 5. These are absolutely all free of charge. You can get anything you'd like here on Yah Scriptures. And Amazon, if you guys would like to help the prisoners, This is how you can do it. Every one of these books are, there's like $2 profit on this, and these are books you will not find anywhere else. These are completely restored names, and they're very, very good books. And so the prisoners would like these as well. If anybody wants to help donate a stack of these books, please get a hold of me so we can get them into our brothers who we have. Last chapter of SHEMU'EL, gentlemen. We've done it. We've done it yet again. Another book. Anyone want to take a guess at how many books? I don't know. But how many books has Boss Clan completed on YouTube throughout these, I don't know how many, 7, 8 years, 9 years on YouTube? We've been out here a while.
No, we've done 8 since the Torah, so around.
8 since the Torah?
This is our 8th book in Torah. I mean, we've done all, I think, of...
we've done the Torah multiple times.
We've done the renewed covenant, I think. We did that completely. I think we've been through most... I don't think we've done the prophets, all the prophets.
We did Enoch.
You know, we did a lot of... We did most of the extracurricular books.
A lot of the extracurriculars. So here we are.
I'd say 35 to 45.
You think 35 to 45 books you read? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, there's your guess on that. Okay, do you have a guess? Throughout the years, how many books have we finished, completed?
Probably 50-ish.
You think 50-ish,
Yeah,
Jobs?
I was going to say something like 60, I think. Because
There's a lot of small books.
Yeah, we've got like
103
103 books in the whole Yah Scriptures, right?
Yeah.
So I think we've done probably 60 of those.
Yeah, it's probably around there. Okay, all right. So here we are, final chapter, SHEMU'EL. Jade?
Recap, yeah. So a couple chapters back, Shaul, he couldn't hear from Yahuwah anymore. Yahuwah refused to talk to him. Yahuwah turned away from him because he is evil and he has sinned. So he went to a fortune teller, a person, a spiritist who would bring up people from the dead. And Shaul had originally removed everyone from the land, obeying the Torah, getting rid of all spiritists. But there was still someone in the land, and his servants knew about it. So Shaul asked his servants to take him there. He went there to the spiritist, and he...
For anyone that was wondering what that sound is, hold on. That's a flock of birds that have just landed on our roof. Or like a lot of birds. And so, yeah, they're dancing. So, all right, here we are. Go ahead.
And he went and asked spirits to bring up SHEMU'EL, the old prophet that died a couple chapters before that. And SHEMU'EL told him, "Why have you bothered me? You like destroyed my peace." He goes, "You will die. You and your son will die in war." Like it was like I think it was tomorrow or very soon is what he said. And then the chapter after that, David was at war with some people, and while he was at war, some other people took all his people and took them captive, took his wives and everything. And then he asked Yahuwah, like he always does, "Do I go up and fight? Do I go get my people back?" And he went and got his people back. He slaughtered everyone that did that to him, and he got all their sheep and all their spoil as well. So he ended up with all the riches.
Yep. Okay, cool. You guys ready?
Yep.
Here it is. And the Pelishtites were fighting against Yisrael, and the men of Yisrael fled from before the Pelishites, and fell slain on Mount Gilboa. And the Pelishites followed hard after Shaul and his sons. And the Pelishites smote Jehonathan, and Abinadab, and Malchishua, sons of Shaul. And the battle went hard against Shaul, and the archers hit him, so that he was severely wounded by the archers. And Shaul said to his armor-bearer, "Draw your sword, and thrust me through with it, lest these uncircumcised men come and thrust me through and roll themselves on me." But his armor-bearer would not, for he was greatly afraid, for Shaul took the sword and fell on him. All right.
So here I think if David was still with him, David would have grabbed him and moved him out of the battle. I think if David was with him, because this guy doesn't... Shaul basically told him, he goes, "Raise your hand and kill me." But David's always like, "Do not raise your hand against the appointed of Yahuwah." So I think he would have tried to save Shaul here.
Yeah, he wouldn't.
I don't think he would have stood there and just let him kill him. So I think he would have probably picked him up and ran with him.
Yeah, what do you guys make of this? He wants him to kill him or thrust him through, or they roll themselves.
He basically
on
wants to die with some honor, because he doesn't want to be dying to these Gentiles. He doesn't want to be dying to the people that are his enemies. He'd rather die by his own hand or by his own people than he would his enemies. And that's something we see later. When David sins, he either chooses his enemies or to be punished by a plague, and he chooses to be punished in his own land instead of being punished by other people.
Yeah, I just find the wording interesting. Roll themselves on me. I just don't know what exactly that would be. Maybe in a okay terms. I don't think these guys would like. I think what would happen though is if they caught him. It would be like Samson. When they caught Samson, remember, they popped his eyes out and then they made him like a spectacle.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they were laughing at him. And so basically you would be captive in these guys' stuff and basically just be owned by these guys. 5. When his armor bearer saw that Shaul was dead, he also fell on his sword and died with him.
So this dude just killed himself.
Why did he decide he was going to go with him?
I think guilt. I think a lot of it is guilt. Like, oh, this guy's dead.
Well, if you make it out, you're the armor bearer, you make it out alive of this whole thing, they'll probably kill you anyway.
Oh, yeah, like survivor's guilt?
Well, yeah, I mean, this dude is probably supposed to hang out and take care of Shaul all the way at the end as well, would be my guess.
Yeah, he's with him for a reason.
Okay. Thus Shaul died, and 3 of his sons, and his armor bearer, also all his men together on that day.
And one of those was Jonathan. That was David's best friend, the one he made a covenant with to protect their generations for all time. So Jonathan is dead. He was a good person, but he died because of his father's sins.
So you think they fell on their swords, or do they think they slammed the swords in them?
I don't know. I think
I was looking up some thumbnails for today, and
that's
there's either one dude that's like throwing the sword through himself, or like the other people like literally fall on their sword.
They say fall on the sword, but like, well, you gotta like.
Why would they fall on their sword?
I don't know. Maybe like make it like go through each. I don't know.
It's just to make the job get done. I mean, if you're sitting there having to push a sword through you, unless you are completely committed to drive that sucker through you, you're not going to do it. So falling on the sword is probably the best way to go if you're going to kill yourself with a sword. Suicide. Do you think that's a suicide way to go? I mean, is there anything wrong with falling on your sword? You're committing murder because you yourself are dying.
He would have been dead anyway, but he finished it off.
Do you think there's anything wrong in Yah's eyes? Like, if you kill yourself, that of something like this, are we supposed to let our enemies kill us?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
I don't have an answer either. I don't know. My mom always taught me going through the Christian school, not Christian school, but Christian curriculum, Christian life, is that if you killed yourself, you were going to hell. That is what the Christians will teach you and believe, that based upon murder, which, again, they don't keep any of the law, statutes, and commandments, so I don't know why they even think that's a hell-bound thing at all. It just sends you to get you a bus ticket earlier for the rapture train. So that's all you do if the Christians kill yourselves. But that's the thing the Christians will tell you, is that it's suicide. But, we don't have anything in Scriptures that tells us about anything like this. So all we can do is kind of speculate and figure this out.
But I think that would be true. It says do not murder. I mean, it's still self-murder.
Self-murder? You think you're going to go down from murder? You think you're going to be not accepting the kingdom if you take your life?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
Yeah, we don't know. Nobody knows. But we do have a lot of people in Scriptures that do kill themselves. So here we go. I think Shaul went to heaven, or went to...
I don't know. He still kept Torah, and he still sought Yah. Even Yah wouldn't respond to him until Yah didn't respond to him. And then he went and did see the Spirit.
You think he still has a place up there?
I would think so. He was chosen by Yah for a reason. I think he would be.
Okay. All right, let's continue on. 7. And they saw the men of Yisrael who were beyond the valley, and those who were beyond the Yarden, that the men of Yisrael had fled, and that Shaul and his sons were dead. So they forsook the cities and fled, and the Pelishites came and dwelt in them. And the next day it came to be, when the Pelishites came to strip the slain, that they found Shaul with his 3 sons fallen on Mount Gilboa. And they cut off his head and stripped off his armor, and sent word throughout the land of the Pelishites to announce it in the house of their idols and to the people. And they placed his armor in the house of the Asheroth, and they fastened his body to the wall of Bet Shan. And the inhabitants of Yabesh Gilead heard what the Pelishites had done to Shaul. And all the brave men arose and went at night, and took the body of Shaul and the bodies of his sons from the wall of Bet Shan. And they came to Yabesh and burned them there. And they took their bones and buried them under the tamarisk tree at Yabesh, and fasted for 7 days.
So not the best way to go out, and the Pelishites were mocking them.
Yeah, hanging them on the side of their cities or something. That's definitely a mud in the eyes, they say. Wild ending. What do you guys think?
Shaul sinned a lot. It shows what happened. This all started because he disobeyed Yahuwah. He didn't slay all the inhabitants and all the stuff. He took back.
If we want to blame somebody, we better blame Joshua.
Yeah,
right? This stems from technically Joshua.
Yeah, but everything Shaul did here was a choice of his life, and it all accumulated to this.
Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting. Would you guys? Who would you guys rather meet? Shaul or the king of Og? If you had one guy you could meet right here, who would you meet? Kate? Shaul or the king of Og?
I'll be Shaul. I feel like Og would try to kill me or something.
Dude, Shaul will chuck a spear at you if you
At David.
at David, and it's his son.
His own son. Yeah, no,
Jonathan got
he has some anger issues.
Yeah. So if you think you're,
Just don't move it, it won't hit you.
we don't know of anything where King of Og tried to like just randomly.
We don't
kill
know much
people.
about Og, but he was. We think he lived for a while.
We could sleep on his bed altogether.
Yeah, that's huge.
He'd have like little dorms on his bed. All right, well, everybody, we thank you guys. That's another book. I don't know when we will be doing the next one. Possibly on first day.
Second Samuel, continuation of the story.
I don't know.
To
I
be
don't know.
continued.
Do we do continue or do we move on?
We can't leave it up to cliffhanger like this.
What do you mean?
He's dead.
We always had the question at the end of Deuteronomy, where do we go after this and stuff?
Yeah,
So
well, this story continues.
are we just going to run to the end of the Bible?
I think so. Or
Alright.
I mean, until the story ends.
There was no
Until, like,
Well, the story
out of
never ends. The story doesn't
chronological
end. The story never ends. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. We're out.
All right, shalom.
Shalom.